Hey, what's up? This is Eddie, and I'm here to bring you a tutorial to how to edit videos, how to specifically split screen. This is mainly for one of my friends, and so I just want to let you know that I'm going to be doing this. It's probably going to be 40 minutes long, so if you don't like it, just, don't watch it then. Right now what I'm doing, I'm renaming all my files because it's easier just to have them named and have them what the actual video file calls it. It first calls them like random names, but I just named it hallowed, intro, hallowed song, because I'll show you. I have an intro video. I have a little intro part in it. You'll all see it. It's usually what I don't do, but the good thing is that after you do the masking, after you the positioning of the video, you won't have to do it ever again. It'll just be a one-time thing, and then you have to just use those settings afterwards. So right now it doesn't really load when I have the recording on. So what I'll be doing usually is just I'll be pausing every now and then to let the loading commence. So you'll just see like randomly it'll just pop up out of nowhere as Sony Vegas would. So right now we're just kind of waiting. What we'll go through first, we'll go through what we'll start with. I'll show you how to do rendering and the properties. Then I will show you how to put the intro. Then I will show you the different layers. Then we'll go to masking the highway, masking the note chart, and then we'll also, before those two things, we'll also adjust the background for the split screen. Alright, so we're right here, right in the middle, and so, okay, never mind. That's not a pun. And so what we're going to be doing right now is we're just looking at, this is the setup, it's supposed to be in HD 1280 by 720. Again, I already showed you that as before. I took a break, so I'll take a break. I will show you that right now. Okay, now we're back, and so now we're doing this, and what is happening is that I'm going to drag my intro from Team Cena, because I have a folder for Team Cena, and so I'm dragging it in here, okay, and so I'm putting it in there, and basically what is, it's just my little intro. You always see it very good in my videos. I have different variations of it. I usually do Rocketeer, that's my new favorite song. And so I'll do Rocketeer, I'll test it out, and then after I have that in, it's pretty simple. I don't need to test it out. I already made I made a render of that so I can just put it in front of my videos so I don't have to mess around putting an audio in the bottom. I could show you that later, but right now I'm just going to do rendering the video because this is a completely optional part. Not a lot of people have intros. And so what I'll be doing is that I'll be putting an intro part. So the intro part was just me, it was just like showing the song playing, and it plays a little preview. I just wanted to show that just because I wanted to. Again, this is completely optional what I'm about to do, and actually I didn't even realize that I actually did this wrong because I actually renamed the song in the intro wrong. So I'll have a 10-minute time lapse, or not 10. Well, I'll have 30 seconds where I just won't realize that. And so, yeah, I mean, I'm going to be doing this in like breaks in a sense. Like, it'll all be mainstream for anyone who's watching. But I'll take a little break here and there about what's going to be happening. And like, you'll see what I mean. Like, it's all going to be one video, but I'll be taking specific breaks when I'm speaking. So yeah, right now what I'm doing, I'm just putting in the little intro part like I was talking about. The thing is, my recording, whatever I record, it doesn't do it the way I want it to do. And I'm sure it's like this for most of you. If you want to fill up the screen, you can do it a different way. And so that's what I'm going to be doing right now. It's right now it's processing again. I just see right there, I just paused and recorded again. And so see how it was wide right there? I don't know if you saw that, but it was too wide. I don't want it that way. I want it nice and compact like how it is. And so right here I found out, I'm like, oh, wrong video, right? So I delete this one and I get the other one. And so what you're going to be doing, I already have a preset for it, but you will see how I change the screen. I won't show you right now. I will show you when I do the mask and positioning for the other things. But basically what you're doing, you're just changing the position. You're always going to want to click fill to do not maintain aspect ratio. You want to click that off. You'll see. I'll show it to you. And so right now I'm just kind of searching for my video because I didn't realize that it's on the desktop and I didn't realize that it was wrong. So anyways, yeah, you're going to want to change your position and I'll show you when it happens. I mean, that's the beauty of Sony Vegas because you only have to do this one time. And once you have all your presets, you can just, right when you put in, you just plop in your videos, choose right when the beginning is, just click your presets, and then you're good to go. I mean, it's simple as that. I mean, like, I didn't make my Rock Band presets, so that's why I'm doing it right here with you guys. And so here I realize, oh, there's the actual video, and there's the very beginning, which I was looking for. I have right here. And so, once I get that in place, wow, I'm really wasting time here. So once I have that in place, I will show you how to mask. I believe this section that I will do is just putting all the layers in there. And so see what I did right there? What I did, I overlapped them a little bit, and I do that so it doesn't just sound abrupt, and it's like it doesn't just like go straight into darkness, but it blends in. That's also something you want to consider when you're making your videos. You want to make them be able to blend in with each other. I mean, like, it just sounds better. And just the fine touches are really what's the most important part about making a video, because you just want to make sure everything looks nice and smooth and, not bad. And so a video that requires split screen will require 3 different layers. One of them will be the highway, and then you'll see I'll drag the same one below. Another one will be the okay. The other one will be for the score, and then the third layer will be the hands. And so you'll see the hands the hands always go in the very bottom, just as a notice. And so this is the thing I was talking about. It shows the stats, like the song title and everything. And so yeah, so basically next section I will be showing you how to put on the different layers, and I will get to you back then, and it'll show up right now. So, okay. Okay, and we're back. And so what I've done here is I have opened up my little positioning thing, that shows the position of the screen. And so what I have done, see, I've changed the little boxes. If you see, I've not made them more the black boxes, but I've made it smaller so it fits. And so I already have a little presets. These are all my different presets of Guitar Hero and Guitar 5, World Tour, George 3, and everything. But I'm doing it again here, and because I'm remaking them just to show you guys. And so you see, I change it from maintain aspect ratio to no, and see what that does. It makes it fill the screen from top to bottom. That's what I want, because I record not in widescreen, but I record in normal 4:3 aspect ratio. So I want to make it look the same, so it doesn't look stretched or pixelated. So you can see in the preview window, it looks pretty good. Like, that's how it's supposed to be, because it's when I'm stretching it out, it reduces the quality. And so we're just going to save that as Rock Band settings main, and we're just going to be referring to this the whole time. So when I refer to Rock Band settings main, this is the picture we just made. This is going to be our default the whole time. So see, I can just click Rock Band settings main on this one, and then boom, it's already there. We can just we don't have to mess around with doing that thing again. And it makes it look good. It makes the video seem constant. It has the same width the whole time, which is good. We want that. Okay, and so then I'm also putting the second layer, like I said, for the notes. So the notes gets the second layer because you can't crop out two things in the same video. You can only do one thing per video. So this is why I'm adding a second layer of the same video. And I also mute the audio because there's no need to have two of the same audios. It just makes it sound a lot louder. And it's really unnecessary. And so then I'm putting the hands. What I'm going to do, I'm going to put it at the very bottom like I said I was. And we're just going to leave it off to the side for now. I don't think I'm going to be linking it. Unless I am, I forget if I did link it right away. I think what we're going to be doing first is adjusting the picture because we want this to fill up the whole screen. Even though it records, my camera records in 4:3, we're going to change it to 16:9 so that it fills up the whole screen. And so you'll see right now, and so I go, and you just go and click 4:3 widescreen aspect ratio, and you're going to want to move it up so that, because for me I want it to fill up there, and so you can see all the hands view, and then it cuts off perfectly right where I want it. And so it depends, you can choose whatever you want, where to include, depending on your video, but that's how I want it for mine. And so for now, I'm just covering, so if you cover the two tops, you can see that the hands are perfect. So I cover one of them so that they don't get in the way. And so what I'm doing right now, I'm adding a position and mask to my highway video. So I'm going to be making it right now, and that's what I'm going to be doing. I don't know why I canceled out of that, but you will see I will be adding the mask and position to the first one. So see, that's okay. So I think I am linking them right now. So you see, you're going to want to link it just before the note hits. So you're going to see, or just as it hits, like right when the light flashes up. So you're going to see me kind of going in and out. So that's the position it should be, right there, just after it hits. Or you can do just before it hits. It doesn't really matter. It depends on what you want. Again, I like doing it just after because most of the time my audio records right after. I don't know. So you just choose that spot right there. See how it lights up? So then what you're going to do, you're going to make it your reference point. So you're going to rewind, and then you're going to put it right there. Just see how the yellow line? You're going to make it match up to the yellow line because that's what the yellow line stands up for. So I put it right before. And then what I'm going to do is that I'm going to line up my audio. The first click I hear on my video, that's where it's going to line up to. Okay? And so you're going to see that's going to line up right here. And I listen. I know I don't have audio, but you're just going to have to listen to right after there. But you'll also see there's a little bulge right there. That's when the first click happens. That's just, a little helpful in it. The other stuff is just feedback. And that first click is right the first drum. I'm just letting you know right now. So you're going to want to match it up as close as you can to that bulge. See how it's just before? So it kind of works out because it was just before. And so when I linked up my video, I just put just before. And so that's what we're doing. And so now we're just going to line it up with that video right there. And so basically this part of linking is all just about hearing your ear. I mean, that's all it is. I mean, you can't perfectly get it to sync. I guess you technically could if you had Reaper and you could move it really, you can move it very accurately, but in Vegas they don't let you do that. It makes you skip a lot, which I don't mind. I mean, like having it just a little bit off, you can't even tell the difference. So you test it and just pretty much listen here. I'm pretty sure the first time I listened to this, it was kind of off, so then I made a little adjustments. And so that's what you're going to want to be doing. You want to make a little adjustments so you hear the music and the strumming here come at the exact same time. That's what you're aiming for. Or else just the video just looks really bad and it just sounds bad. And there's no point of adding external audio if you're going to do that. So, see, I didn't even realize right here, if you see how that's my first mistake. I should have realized that the top audio, where it gets loud, is not where the bottom audio gets loud. And I didn't realize that I synced it up at the wrong part of the video. So this is a big mistake by me. I just realized this at the end, and you'll see me fix it at the end. But yeah, you're just going to want to make sure when your audio gets loud, external audio should get loud in the game as well, because you strum, the music from the TV affects the external audio, at least in mine. And so right here, I'm just linking it just to, make final adjustments. Even though I'm linking it wrong, if you see, I don't know what I was doing or what I was thinking. I linked it wrong, but regardless, it sounds good. It was working. So then I moved on. I just said, okay, this is where I'm going to link it. I moved on, and then I just paste them back. again, you're going to want to make sure not to make the same mistake I did, because I don't know how I didn't miss it. But anyways, now what we'll be doing after linking up this, we're going to be creating the mask for the highway, and the mask on the highway and the position for the highway. And we'll also be learning how to create presets, how to do this. And so right here, I'm just testing. So yeah, we're going to be creating presets. And so that will be our next segment to be learned, because I'm just messing around with what time the main music is, because in Holly Be Thy Name, I want it to be like just the video right there, because it's a spooky, quiet part. So I'm just adjusting my video accordingly. It depends. You can do whatever you want with your video. It's your own video. Okay, so next time I will be talking about masking the highway. Okay, so now I'm back from my little break. It takes a while just to talk for that long. And so now what we're going to be doing is creating the mask and the position of the first highway, and how it's going to change in the middle of the video based on the split screen, and how it goes back to default. So what you're going to do, you're going to want to adjust your video to where you want it to change the position, because in the beginning you don't want it to be automatically at split screen. You want to have a little break in before the music comes in, and then switch it, like how all my videos are. You can see just on my other videos. And so what you're going to want to do, right where you choose when you want the music to come in, you're going to want to keep that number down. The box is covering it right now, but you'll see I move the box up, and you'll see right where I choose as my default position, I will choose that and write that number down. Okay, so that's a must, because I'll tell you later why you need the starting number and the ending number. You'll see as I move it up. See that number in the bottom right hand corner? 1, 20, 27. Write that down, and you'll need it later, trust me. So just write it down as your start time, and we'll also write down the end time is when we change the mask back to normal, and you'll see what I mean later. But anyway, so just keep that number in mind, write it down somewhere. You're going to need it later. And I send it to main right in the very beginning. I set the mask to reset, because mask, it doesn't matter. We don't need a preset for normal. See, the main is really helpful, because then you can just click main. You don't have to resize it or anything. And so then you're just going to choose like a frame or two after that. This is where you're going to start creating your mask. So what you have on the left-hand side is going to be your anchor creation tool. You'll see me go to it right now. See, I don't have a Rock Band one, so I'm like, okay, darn. So I have to so I go to my anchor creation tool right there. That's what it looks like, the anchor creation tool. And so what we're going to do, you're just going to create your best path of what you think surrounds the note highway. So you just click with your mouse to choose an anchor path. So I think that's best fits the highway. I'm just guesstimating what the top of the highway is, what the bottom of the highway is. And so once I guess that and I connect all the dots at the very end, you connect that dot with the last one, and there you go. It creates your own little mask section of the song, which is good. That's what you want. However, see how it looks kind of choppy and squarey? We're going to want to feather it. And so I feather it into 1%. You can also do feather out, but I don't recommend it, because look, if you see right here, it just doesn't, I don't like it. So I prefer on highway, use feather in. We will use feather out for note, but note highway for the note scoring, but that's for later. So I usually set it to 1%. So that's all you usually need if you mask it well. If you don't, you can do more. It'll fix it. So now I need to fix my position. And so what you want to do, you want to make the highway go to the very right-hand corner, because it's already in Rock Band main. It's already in HD widescreen, so you can just scoot it over all the way to the right. And you're going to want to make the highway just a little bit bigger, because I noticed it's kind of skinny right now. So by making it bigger, you can make the little box smaller. By making the box smaller, you make the highway on the screen bigger. You'll see. I'm going to make this box smaller. And so, so what I'm doing right here, I'm just adjusting when my video comes in, because right when this mask comes, I want the video to come in. So it's just kind of a helpful reminder. I can always figure that out later. And so you'll see, I'm going to adjust my video box. And by doing that, I'm going to click the top left hand corner, and I will make it smaller. And you'll see this right here. I don't know why I'm taking so much time doing this. I'm just kind of killing time right here. I don't know. I'm just pretty much adjusting my video, and when it comes in, again, no pun right there. And so right here, I'm going to make my video box smaller, and hopefully I finally do it right here. Oh no, okay, there we go. Okay, so now you're going to see how I grab the top right hand corner one? left-hand corner. Or I'm just going to make it wider. So I'm just grabbing the middle one. And that's what I want. See how it's getting wider and wider on my screen? And so you just want to choose like a good size. Like that's a pretty good size. And so I'll choose that. Move it around wherever you want to the box to fit your wants. You know, I just want to make it look in the corner so it doesn't show too much or doesn't, you know, show any of the black part that my easy cap captures. So there you go. I mean, that's pretty good to me, and I'm satisfied with that. Okay, you're gonna want to save that as Rock Band Split Highway, so you don't have to do this ever again. The positioning, you can just go bam every time you record. You just click Rock Band Split Highway. You don't have to deal with this ever again. So right now you're gonna want to save your project because under my Sony Vegas it does some weird glitch. I don't think wherever you get it from, if you have the weird glitch, I guess you really don't need to save it at all. I would just do it just in case, because you'll see what happens. That I can't copy masks right away. So I can copy a position easily, but I can't copy a mask, and I don't know why that happens. And so you're gonna want to choose at the point of your video right when the big rock ending happens, or just when the highway turns to like the yellow lines. I'm choosing the big rock ending, so then you can see the score right after it's done. So I'm gonna go last note of the big rock ending. And then I'm going to copy my position that I just created and then paste it onto that position. So you'll see. That's the spot that I want it to be. So then I'm going to go to my position, and then I'm just going to right click on it, and you'll see right here. I'll just wait because I'm taking a little while to do this. You're going to want to stretch out the bottom bar to see your position again so you don't have to scroll back and forth. So you'll see me stretch it out soon. Like right here. There you go. I'm going to stretch it out. And then you can just copy your position up there and then paste it right there, and then it'll work like a charm. The mask doesn't do that the first time. That's why I saved it right here, because watch, you'll see. It has an error. And so I just skipped through. I just skipped all the restarting, rebooting Sony Vegas. It has an error. So I'm back to normal now. See, I'm back at the event pan crop area. And it's just taking a little while. But see, yeah, I'm back here. I just already reloaded and rebooted. I just didn't want you to see that because it takes a while. So now when you copy it again, it works magically for some strange reason. So then you just do that, and then you just paste. And then you're going to want to go to the frame after. Oh, save it. That's important. Yeah, you want to save it so just in case it just happens again later. You're going to want to go to the frame after or 2 frames after. It doesn't matter if it's right after. And then, oh yeah, write down that number too, because that's like in the beginning, you're going to want to write that down number for the score. So write down 73804, or in your case it'll be different, and then skip like 2 frames or like a frame ahead, and then reset the mask to 0. And you're also going to want to reset the position back to Rock Band main, as we did. So right here I'm resetting the mask, and then set the position back to Rock Band main, so it looks normal like in the very beginning. And there you go. And then you have your video for Highway will be perfectly edited. Everything for there is everything as it should go. So now, what we're going to do, we're going to take off the little block that we have on the highway score. Oh no, what we're going to do now, we're going to create an empty event so that, you see how there's video in the back? We're going to want to create an empty event so we don't see that. So we're going to insert empty event, and we're going to drag it all the way to the right, but not all the way to the right, because then it will create a little fade. And so what we want to do, we want to drag this and create a little fade right here, not in the back, in the front, we want to fade, so that it looks nice. So right when the video turns to just like at the very beginning where it was just a square, no mask, we want our background to fade out so it looks nice. I mean, like, you don't have to do this, but again, it's all about, on YouTube, it's all about the small things and most important things, like little editing that makes everything look good. And so that's what we're doing right now. We're just creating that little fade so that right when the video comes, the background fades. So my hands video will fade when the song ends. That's what we want. And so right here, I'm just going to fade. I'm going to fade my hands view right here. I'm just going to fade it just so it looks nice. So that when the music comes in, it fades in because it was just a box. And then right when the mask takes place, you're going to want to fade it in the video so it looks again like it looks nice. So again, this is completely optional. And so after doing this, it looks good. My next segment will be showing you how to do the score. So I will take a little break and I'll be right back. All right, see ya. Okay, this is going to be one of my longer segments, and I'll be showing you how to edit and mask the score highway. Since we already have the video right here, it's almost done. We just have to add the note highway. So we just have to unblock it so that we can see it again. And then also we're just going to refer to Rock Band main, just like we did in our other one, so that looks normal. And also take away the maintain aspect ratio, just like we did on our previous one. And so what we're going to do now, it's pretty much the same process, except you're just masking the score highway, and you're going to be masking and changing the position so it fits in the corner. So again, this is where your numbers come in place. So remember how you wrote down those numbers 120, 27, and 738.04 as the start and ending times? Right? We wrote that down, all of us. This is where it comes into place. This is where you need to know. See, right now I'm kind of confused because I'm going to go... So right here, 120.27 is right where we pasted our old one, and you'll see right here. Right when I go to 120.27, you'll see the picture in the background. It'll turn right from the box, and it'll turn into the highway right at 127. So you'll see right here. This is where we set our defaults. And so we said right after this frame, this is when it turns into mask. That's what you'll see right here. When I go a frame, boom, there it is. It's already moving. So this is what you need to do. So now we're going to set our mask again, but you're going to want to zoom in to the score, because that's what we're masking. So it'll make it easier. So you're going to click zoom. I know I messed up right there. And then you're just going to want to create a little box. It doesn't have to be perfect, but it should be a little bit like resemblance to a rectangle. And so you can also delete them if you mess up by pressing Control Z, like I did right here. I messed up quite a bit. And so you're just going to Control Z will delete the one you just made until you created a decent box, like right here that I created. And so for the score, you're gonna want to feather out instead of feather in, like I did in the other ones. So you're gonna feather out in 4% is what I usually do. And so then you'll have that little nice feather out, and then your mask will be done for now. And what you can do now is to position. You're also gonna want to change the position so it's in the. I had a difficult time choosing which side I wanted to do. I either wanted to do right or left on this one because my guitar was kind of in the way. But I ended up going with the right after this long debate that I had when I was creating this. And so I guess, I first thought it was left or right. I've had people comment saying they don't like it on the left. That's why I ended up changing it last second. And it turned out it wasn't that bad. Just blocked the headstock on my guitar, which doesn't matter. It's all about the hands. That's what she said again. I'm sorry. Forgive me for doing this. It was disturbed, and we had this huge comment and stuff. This is for him, by the way. He asked me to make this, so for anyone watching, it's Disturbed who asked me to make this video. And so I end up putting it in the right-hand corner. I'm just kind of experimenting what would look good. And so at the end, I put it in the right-hand corner. And then, again, like we did in the note highway, you can use the corners of the other corners to make it bigger. And so that's what I did right here. I made the note highway bigger. And so once you do that, you're going to want to save your position as Rock Band score position, or Rock Band score. That's all you have to do. And so that's what I'm going to do right here. I'm saving it. Actually, I forgot to save it, but I will save it later. I think I will. Hopefully, because I don't want to make this again. So I'll be saving that. And then I saved the project again because remember the little glitch I had. So I'm going to want to copy my position like we did last time and just paste it at that ending point, 738.04. It took me a while to get 738.04. It took me you'll see right here, it skipped to 03 and 05. Again, I guess it really doesn't matter if it was 03 or 05. I mean, I don't know. I just like it being exact, so it looks exactly the same. It cuts off the exact same time. And you see my videos right when the video ends, you'll see that it cuts off. They both go into the big screen, and it'll go back to normal at the same time. That's why I like to do it. So right here, it just skips from 3 to 4, and it won't land on 4 for some strange reason. So it took me a while to get it on 4. My mouse is being all stupid. And so once I get it onto 4, I'll be done. I can make my bar on the bottom bigger again. So I can copy the position, and then I can paste it onto that segment. So you're going to want to right-click the position, and then copy, and then paste it right over the bar that we have on there. So again, you're going to save right here because of my Sony Vegas. It bugs. Like, it actually is a bug. So right here, it says exception, blah, blah, blah. And so then you're going to have to restart like I did. I'll fast forward through this. You don't want to see it. There you go. I fast forwarded and then got right here. So you can just click right on that position you already made and then just right click the mask. And then you'll be able to copy it. I do not know why this happens, but it does. And so, oh yeah, I save my setting. I finally decided to change it back to main. This was actually, I was kind of confused what I was doing right here. I'm pretty sure I was just messing around doing it wrong because I was supposed to copy that position that I had. And so I'm like, oh, dang. And so then I copied it and pasted the right one. And I saved this as Rock Band score later. Not right now, though. And so then I copy my... See, and then this happened again because every time I copy a position, I have to restart. So then I restarted. I'm back here. Copied it. Just copied the mask. Pasted under. Just like we did with the highway. I really didn't even need to show this. But I'm just doing it just because some people will be like, you didn't show the notes. It's the different... And I'm like, no, it's not. But whatever. And then right here, you're going to want to set your reset your mask, and you're also going to want to change back your position to Rock Band main, like we did on the other one. This position, go back to Rock Band main. There we go. And so then you're done for the notes. It's back. It's perfect. I think what I'm trying to do right here, I'm going to save my position, like I forgot to do. And so I'm going to rename it Rock Band main score. Or Rock Band, it doesn't matter what you name it. Just make sure you realize that this is the score, not the highway. And so I'm going to rename it accordingly. Rock Band settings, score. And so you save it, so then next time you don't have to deal through this again. Then you go on, you're done with this pretty much. Okay? And so then you pretty much have your video almost done. And so I also saved the mask as well. The only part of your video now left is to make sure everything works. Make sure everything lines up. And so I think here is where I figure out that I messed up the audio. I messed up lining it up. And you'll see right here. I will find out. Let's see. What am I doing right here? Everything's pretty much done. You just need to make sure that everything's in check. You made no mistakes. You watch through your video. You don't have to watch through all of it. You can just skip and just see, you know, okay, is in the middle of the video, is everything right? Because if everything in the middle of the video is fine, then ends should be fine as well. And so then what I'm doing here is testing if the audio matches up. And so right here, I found out, like, oh, you know, oh my gosh, you know, I was wrong. And so I'm like, great. So I had to fix my audio on the bottom and line it up where it's supposed to be. This is where I realized that I messed up. And so then I have to relink my audio. I'm sorry, this usually doesn't happen. Usually I'm perfect. This is like the first time I usually mess up. I never mess up, usually. And so you see that little, like, upside down triangle? That notifies that your video, that's where it starts. So that's where I move my video up to, because that's where the video actually starts. And then I try to find my first sound and link it up to the actual video sound, because that's where I figure out that my sound was off. Again, you use a sound check just in case if you messed up, like I did right here. And so basically what you're going to be doing is just checking. So I don't want to talk about this anymore. It's just wasting time right now. So what I'll be doing after this, I'll be showing you how the rendering process and what you're going to need to save. I already showed you your presets, and basically after this is linked, you're going to want to make sure that both of your audio and videos, those are both your audio and video, they're both on, they both start at the same spot, because if they don't start at the same spot, then your masks will be off. And so again, I didn't tell you this, but I changed the volume of my hands because my camera doesn't record that much loud sound. You're going to want a good balance between actual in-game audio and external, because if you do that, you will avoid copyright, most likely, if you're not that famous. I mean, like, usually the famous people get hammered for anything. But, I mean, if you have a combination of both, you can just claim that, you know, oh, there's no way no one's going to steal, why would anyone steal my audio? It has both as strumming, and no one would want to use it as an MP3. And so here, I'm changing it back again, and after I make this little adjustment that I messed up, again, it's a sound check to see if they land up. Well, it's basically done. I mean, you have your WMV. I've already showed you your presets of what you need to render in. And just copy those for your version, because that's what works best for me most often. And so you'll just need to let it render. I mean, it depends how fast your computer is. My computer is like 1/4 of a gig of RAM, and so it takes a long time to render, like 6 hours per. It's like an hour per minute. But for faster computers, it takes like 30 seconds. See right here, I'm like, oh, what's wrong? I forgot to link up those two. See how in the very beginning they don't match at the very. Watch when I scroll back to the left, I'll see that I didn't match them up. I forgot to change it back when I linked my audio to the hands, and so I'll be like, oh, what happened, right? And so, what happened? That's like a Mighty Wind reference. If you ever watched that movie, The Mighty Wind. Awesome reference. Good thing I didn't change anything here. I went to go check because I thought I did it all right. And so then I go back. And so then you'll see right here that I realize I'm dumb. And I realize that I forgot to scoot back the video for the note for the score. And so what you're usually going to want to do is put the score on the right hand top like I did, and then the notes right there. It depends if you're lefty. Obviously, it's the exact opposite. But again, it's all preference what you want to do. Sometimes for GH videos, I like to just not move the note highway and just have it like Guitar Hero Phenom does. Like, I'll do that sometimes. But sometimes I won't. I mean, it's all, it's just kind of whatever you want to do. It's your video. So you should decide what you want to do with it. And so I am making sure that everything's right. And so I didn't realize, again, this took way too long. So I realized, oh, that's the problem. And so I'm like, derp, herp, derp. And then I realized that's the problem. So everything's linked up back again. I'm ready to go to render. And then I'm just making sure that everything's in sync. Because that's, I once did that one time where I didn't check. And then I forgot to put the score. And this was a big waste of my time, big waste of everything. And so, again, I'm just checking. For the bottom, like I said earlier, you're going to want to make it fade in right when the mask starts and fade out right when the mask ends. And so we can't refer to our numbers in this case because the numbers that we wrote down is when the video starts. And the video doesn't start till like 20 seconds or like 10 seconds in, so we can't refer to that. So you're just going to have to do it by eye and just see when the mask starts to occur. That's when you're going to start fading in your video. And likewise, when your mask ends, that's when you're going to start fading out your video. You're going to want to start fading out actually a little bit before it ends, so that right when it ends, there's no more video in the background. That's what you want it to be, so it looks nice. So see right here, it's starting to change the mask, so that's where I start my video, and that's where I start my fade in. Again, that yellow line represents the little fade in, like the little yellow line that you just saw represents right where you clicked it. So if you line it up with the yellow line, that's where exactly that same second is where you chose to line it up. And so I'm just checking everything. I also have to change my mask, my empty event, because my empty event I have to put it back to where it's supposed to be, and that's supposed to be right after the big rock ending, right as those last notes hit. That's where I'm going to start it. And so you'll see right here, I'm just trying to create the fade effect. There it is, see? That the two little blue lines and a cross represent fade. And so I'm going to drag it all the way over to where it's supposed to be. And so after this, you can basically render and then you'll be good to go. And then, so we're just going to drag this over to where it's supposed to be, which is where we said right at the very end. So I just wanted to thank everyone for watching this video, because this is the final moments. I just want to end it right now, so when I discuss to you later, I just want to thank, someone who asked me, the person who asked me for this Disturbed guitarist, even though he would refuse to even just install Sony Vegas, and I'd be like, wait for 5 seconds, and he's like, oh, I'm going to play Guitar Hero. And so I'm like, wow. So I rage quit on him. And so but I promised him to make this, because then I don't have to wait for him to teach this to him. Trust me, if I was trying to teach this to him, it'd probably take a long time. Just because, for all these other reasons. Anyways, so this is what it should be like when you're done. You want to make sure that it's just at the end, because if you put it line up at the very end, it won't work for some reason. And so there you go. You have everything in line. You have your intro. You have the little part that I had earlier with, just showing the song and its stats. You have the 3 layers that you have. You want to make sure they're all showing. That's the final product. See how it looks very nice. HD and everything. I think it looks pretty nice from here, from where the view I'm seeing it. And so then I got everything in sight, everything's on perfect, and so then I can save it, and I can start to render. And so I'll just click File, Render. As you're going to want to highlight everything, by the way, by clicking Render, as I forgot to do that because I'm not rendering right now because it's too late. My computer takes like 5 hours, and so it's like 8 o'clock at night right now, so I don't want to have it up tonight. So you're going to want to go to WMV, and I name it Hallowed Be Thy Name, Base FC. Oh, well, yeah, you'll know. I've already uploaded the FC by this time, and so I save it onto my pin drive because my computer doesn't have enough space. Well, it does, but it takes longer. It's faster if I just save it to my pin drive. So then I save it, and then I just save it right here, change to WMV. I have YouTube settings 3, just like how I showed you earlier. And so then you just save, and then it'll start rendering, and then you'll be done. After it's done, you can post it up to YouTube, do whatever you want, blah, blah, blah. And so yeah, that's pretty much it. That's how much it takes to edit a video. I hope this helped you a lot. I know that learning videos the first time by myself was kind of complicated, so I hope this kind of straightens things out for you, because if I had known this before, I probably would have done it a lot faster. And after you do it the first time, you don't have to do it ever again. You can just use those presets. Alright, thank you for watching. See you later.